I fast forward through every scene with Drew and Willow. Honestly, it's just too disgusting to watch them together. Drew looks like he could be her father, and it's beyond awkward. I am so over Drew and Willow. Seriously, what is even going on with Brooklyn's baby that she gave up? What's the point of that storyline? I'm starting to think Sasha and her baby will somehow get wrapped up in the whole BLQ or Chase mess. Also, shout out to Jack for immediately rushing to get Joss. It's nice to see him care, and I can't wait to see how his relationship with Carly develops. But seriously, today's episode was a whole emotional roller coaster. The explosion, the fire, Michael screaming for help, that was the moment. Jason, being the hero we all knew he'd be, running in and covering Michael with a rug to smother the flames. Classic Jason. But let's talk about the real issue here. Did we really need to watch Michael screaming in pain, while simultaneously watching Willow and Drew, who have zero regard for their children, making out in the next room? That was honestly worse than them among the stuffed animals. Karma is definitely coming for them. It's only a matter of time. Willow and Drew are out here in DC, doing their thing, while Michael's fighting for his life. Willow took the kids there without even telling him, while he's literally dying. You know Karma's just waiting for them to come back, and Joss and others are ready to give them a piece of their mind. Hurry home, Willow and Drew, hurry home. Oh, and Drew's speech to Willow? Don't even get me started. You're more important than my political career, please. That's a joke, right? No, really, nothing's more important to me than you. I'm sure he means it. Right before he completely disrespects his own family. And let's not forget, Drew talks a big game, but does he actually follow through? Curtis is right to call his bluff. Bottom line, Willow and Drew are making me absolutely sick right now. How do you go from loving your family to just outright disrespecting your husband like this? I cannot stand these two. Period. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Oh, if they wanted us to absolutely despise Willow and Drew, mission accomplished. There's no coming back from this new low. Seriously, they hit rock bottom, and it's hard to imagine how they could ever redeem themselves. They might as well just cut them from the show entirely, because at this point, most of us can't even bear to watch them. Just saying. And while we're at it, why not have Robert Adamson, who fills in for Chad when he's off, take over as Michael? The guy's clearly proven himself. I honestly can't wrap my head around why they haven't done that yet. As for that scene with Willow and Drew today, absolutely disturbing. I'm not even going to dive into it further because, honestly, the more we complain, the more GH seems to force these two down our throats. It's like they love how much the viewers can't stand them. So yeah, I'll just continue fast-forwarding through their scenes. The back and forth between Willow, Drew, and Michael, stomach-churning. Seriously, how did Willow just drop Michael like that? He was nothing but good to her. Now she's going to cry her eyes out with guilt? It's ridiculous. Drew and Willow need to go now. And don't even get me started on Sunny and Carly. It's painful to watch them suffer. However, on a brighter note, I did love the scene where Jack came to take Joss to the hospital. He didn't have to do that, and it was such a sweet, caring moment. But seriously, how messed up is it that Willow still had on her wedding ring while holding Drew's hand during their quickie? And the worst part? She was staring at her ring while doing it. Just gross. I honestly don't know how much longer I can stick with GH. Today, I spent half the show fast-forwarding through Willow and Drew. Because who needs to watch that, right? Seriously, what's the point? After 60 years of watching this show, I've never had to skip ahead, but here we are. It feels like it might be time to just walk away. I'm sure the writers couldn't care less about my opinion, but you know what? My sanity matters. It's a TV show, people. I get it, the writing's frustrating at times, this being a prime example, but at the end of the day, it's still a TV show. The actors are doing the best they can with what they're given. And let's talk about Carly, shall we? She's lost 2 kids now because the actors playing them decided to leave the show. But of course, everyone's yelling, recast, recast. The second the powers that be actually recast a role because an actor is MIA or doesn't want to come back, it's a full-on meltdown. Remember when everyone lost it over Emma being recast? Now we've got a new actress, and instead of giving her a chance, people are already complaining. Can we all just calm down? It's a TV show. And for the record, I've been watching this thing since 1981, I think. Sis had the remote after school, and somehow I got sucked in. It's sad, yes, but what really gets me is how they're writing Chad off. He should have just gone on the run to Sunny's Island with his kids. Now that would have been a lesson for Willow. Maybe it would have taught her to keep her panties on, just like her sister Nell. But no, we're stuck with this nonsense. Now Michael's going to be sent off to some burn rehab center. Classic move. And that conveniently leaves the door wide open for Chad to come back. As for Willow and Drew, oh, they make me sick. Carly will be hunting down whoever set that fire. She's not going to stop until she finds them, mark my words. Honestly, I think the whole burn storyline is a decent way to write Michael off the show. It gives him the space to heal while Chad deals with his family. And if Chad decides not to come back, well, that's the perfect excuse to recast, right? Oh, and I'm sure the writers had this all planned out ages ago. They'll be thrilled to know that Chad's family drama is about to get a lot more complicated. And Willow? Not a shred of remorse. She's basically Nina in the making. Cameron Matheson seems like a genuinely nice guy in real life, but watching Drew and Willow together? It's just creepy. I mean, the dude is literally old enough to be her dad. And we all know that once the inevitable scandal hits, he's going to bail faster than you can say bad decision. And honestly, as messed up as it sounds, part of me wonders if Michael might actually die. After Joss found that gun, I half expected her to use it on herself. That scene was way too disturbing for a soap opera. Watching someone burn alive like that? Is that really how you want to go out? Meanwhile, Drew and Willow just need to disappear. Can you imagine if Wiley walked in on them? Willow would have some serious explaining to do. I can't help but wonder if the writers are purposely trying to make us hate Willow and Drew even more by constantly cutting to their painful, chemistry-free scenes in between Michael's hospital drama. It's a shame though, because I actually hate that the actor playing Michael is leaving. Watching him go from a standout young actor to leading man has been quite the ride. I'd trade Willow, Drew, and Nina any day just to keep Michael and Sam around. Oh, and can we talk about those hideous jeans Lois had on? What was up with them? Dark blue in the back, light blue in the front. Total fashion disaster. At this point, I'm beyond disgusted with GH, its producers, and the direction the show has taken. The storylines are ridiculous, and the whole thing has really gone downhill. And now Chad Doyle, Michael, is exiting by having his character literally catch on fire, while Willow is in bed with Uncle Whiskers. Of course, the fire was started by Sidwell, so now Willow's going to feel guilty and pretend to be the good wife, while Michael's in the hospital with 40% burns. Classic soap opera logic, right? It's just another terrible rewrite of history to make everyone related, as if Port Charles isn't already one big dysfunctional family. Seriously, is there any couple that's not destroyed by some long-lost relative? Ridiculous. And don't even get me started on Brooklyn, Dante, and Cody. My bet? Dante's the dad, which explains the secret between him and Cody. Remember that time they talked about how Cody covered for Dante at camp? Yeah, that's why Sonny's been so invested in Cody's education lately. Secrets everywhere. What a treat it was to see Lois and Brooklyn's scene today. And of course, we all know Brooklyn's summer camp days with Dante and Cody, the mystery of her past. I'm really hoping Cody turns out to be the father of that baby she had when she was a teen. You know, the one she put up for adoption, Gio. It would be a neat little twist, don't you think? Now, can we just take a moment to appreciate Amanda? I honestly didn't see this level of warmth and depth coming when she first joined in 2019. She's evolved into such a strong presence, and she's really bringing out the best in Lynn. And don't even get me started on Rena. She's always been one of my faves. I mean, who could forget her as Ms. Deschardin in the 2002 Carrie? She's always so cool and effortlessly funny as Lois too. On a completely different note, I didn't catch today's episode because, you know, California's on fire. Prayers to everyone affected, especially those who lost their homes and loved ones. But I did watch Prime from 2018 and seriously, I miss Drew, Lulu, and Oscar. Such great actors, and the stories were on point. Back to the show though, Joss is all fired up about Dex, but honestly girl, just let the feds do their thing. If she tries to handle this herself, she's going to make things worse. She could end up hurt, and let's be real. Lynn and Chase need to slow down too. They'll get pregnant when the time's right, no need to rush. But let's talk about Willow for a sec. Anyone else totally enraged when she said she had to get back to her room before Wiley wakes up? Hold up, a little kid was left all alone in a hotel room. A separate one, just a fantastic parenting moment there. As for Lynn, yep, I'm still thinking she might be pregnant. I mean, those pregnancy tests can be so misleading. But if she is, here's hoping for a healthy baby. Gio is adorable, and I'm totally down for the idea of him being Lynn's son, but let's hope she's got a healthy pregnancy this time around. And finally, the big secret. It's been building, and we all saw this coming. Lynn, the camp counselor, got pregnant, and yeah, we're all pretty sure Dante is the father. Lynn's terrified, and like I've been predicting, this is likely the beginning of the end for her and Chase. She admitted to lying to him, and we all know how that's going to play out. Meanwhile, Chase keeps saying it's the first for both of us. Sure. And as for that doctor visit, yeah, they'll probably ask about past pregnancies. Just saying, they usually can tell. Is Willow really that clueless? The way she whines about how Michael could do this to her is just laughable. I mean, come on, you cheated on your husband with his uncle. Is she really that delusional? She's been emotionally cheating for ages, yet somehow she thinks she has the moral high ground. Michael may have cheated, but that was after she did. And yet here she is, justifying it all like she's innocent. I really don't get why the writers keep throwing her this pity party. Honestly, I think they're missing an opportunity here. They could tie Willow's current emotional mess back to her past in the cult. Her relationship with Drew mirrors all that Shiloh drama, and viewers have noticed it too. If General Hospital is ever going to use that history, they need to do it now. Wait too long, and no one's going to care about Willow's sob story anymore. And let's not forget that she's still married, but off on a trip with the guy who helped wreck her marriage. Seriously, how stupid is that? I mean, yeah, Willow's dumb, but I also think she knows exactly what she's doing. It's like she's one of those people who's both clueless and manipulative at the same time. Been there, seen it, she's sneaky and good at hiding it, fooling everyone into thinking she's this sweet, innocent girl. It's all part of the act. The writing's just lazy at this point. The way they fix storyline problems by suddenly changing characters' personalities overnight, or having them suddenly believe the dumbest things without explanation, it's so obvious. And let's not forget who Willow's mother is. Nina only makes everything worse. She jumped into things with Martin way too quickly, and has yet to come clean about her sacrifice for Willow with Drew. Talk about a mess. Every time Drew and Willow share a scene, I physically cringe. They're just so self-absorbed and nauseating. Willow, once a strong character, is barely a shadow of who she used to be, thanks to the writers, of course. As for Drew, well, he's got no redeeming qualities. I know it sounds harsh, but I really hope they both follow Michael out the door. And Drew wanting to make Drillo a super couple like Luke and Laura, please. For that to happen, there has to be some kind of unhealthy obsession with them, and the fandom needs to actually care. Yeah, that's not happening with these two anytime soon. I'm glad I'm not alone in thinking this. I can't think of too many soap sex scenes that make me want to throw up. We all want romance, but these two together? Disgusting. Every time they speak, I want to smack them. It's insane. The Willow we knew would have never been this weak. She'd have shut things down with Michael before ever jumping into bed with Drew. She would have never taken her son with her just to sleep with him. Michael leaving now? Worst timing ever. Willow gets custody, and now she's free to be with Drew, who, by the way, I used to call Dudley Do-Right. Now he's just Dudley Dickhead. He's creepy, self-centered, and honestly poor scout. Cameron Matheson just lost his home in the LA fires. These fires have been absolutely devastating, destroying more buildings than any other disaster in LA's history. It's heartbreaking and terrifying. Please keep everyone affected in LA, celebrities and regular folks alike, in your thoughts, because we're going to hear about more people who've lost everything in the coming days. Cameron is genuinely one of the nicest guys around. I first met him when he was on All My Children. Between his health struggles a few years ago, his recent divorce, and now the fire, it's been a rough few years for him. My son works at a hotel in Hollywood, and he mentioned 2 major celebrities are currently staying there. The place is packed with evacuees, many choosing it because, in addition to its luxury, it's dog-friendly, so pets get some love too. It's awful to hear about Cameron's loss. I've been following his career since the AMC days, and he's always come across as incredibly sweet, kind-hearted, and genuinely talented. He's done such an amazing job playing Drew, a character who people love to hate. But remember, he's the total opposite of Drew. Cameron truly deserves all the love and support we can give him during this tough time. 2 infertility storylines back to back. Wow, what a refreshing change of pace. I mean, maybe I'm just overreacting, but doesn't that seem like a little much? First, we had TJ and Molly's endometriosis saga, and now it's Chance and Brooke Lynn dealing with their struggles. It's like the show has a vendetta against happy, young relationships. I get that the whole spermageddon thing is real and male infertility is on the rise. But of course, we're not going to actually address that, are we? I mean, why give us something different when we can keep recycling the same tired infertility plotlines? Honestly though, I almost thought they might be heading in that direction with Chase. They've been subtly hinting that he's planning to get tested, and today we got a little tidbit from Brooke Lynn about how she had no problem getting pregnant before. It's almost like they're setting up for the bombshell that he's the issue. How original. But hey, we all know the drill. No 2 babies can be alive on this show at the same time. So even if they do manage to get pregnant, one of them will either die or get swapped with Sasha's baby. She already lost one, so it's pretty clear that Brooke Lynn's baby is next in line for tragedy. Because, of course, we can't have a show about hope or joy. It's all about the endless cycle of baby drama and, inevitably, death. I'm so close to throwing in the towel at this point. The age-old question: when did you start watching soap operas? Well, for me, it all began at the tender age of 10 in 2006. My mom and I would gather around to watch ABC soaps, and it was there that I first experienced the magical world of soap opera love stories. And let me tell you, nothing captured my heart quite like Cole and Star from One Life to Live, my very first favorite ship. I got to follow their entire story from the start, which, of course, was a roller coaster of dramatic twists and heart-wrenching moments. As for my first favorite character, that honor goes to Elizabeth Weber. I mean, come on, she was pretty, fun, and seemed like someone I'd want to be. If I could live in a soap opera world, I'd totally be her, without a doubt. But here's the twist. Some people start watching soaps at, like, normal ages. Me, I apparently began as a preschooler, right when General Hospital kicked off. Now, I know I shouldn't remember those early years, but for some inexplicable reason, I totally do. It was in those formative years that I became obsessed with the iconic friendship of Jesse Brewer, RN, and Dr. Steve Hardy. Because, obviously, that's what every 5-year-old would choose as their soap opera role model. Now, let's be real. I've taken many breaks from the soap world because, well, it wasn't always easy to keep up back in the day. No DVRs, no streaming, just good old-fashioned missing episodes, and hoping you could catch the recap in the Sunday paper or a soap magazine. The struggle was real. But in case you were wondering, I've stuck around, with varying levels of dedication, and hands down, my favorite years were definitely before 1997. Everything before that just had that special soap opera magic. I had a thought. Could this be the breaking point for Carly? The last time Carly thought Michael was dead, she completely lost it. I mean, full-on breakdown mode. Michael's her firstborn, the one who turned her life around. He's the reason she went from hot mess to somewhat functioning human being. It was his love that opened her heart to Jason, and then, when she took the ultimate risk, to Sunny. So yeah, if Michael's really gone, is Carly about to fall apart again? But here's the real question. If Carly does snap, who's actually going to be there to pick up the pieces? Historically, when Carly's at her lowest, Sunny tends to step up, kind of. He always finds a way to silence his inner turmoil when she really needs him. Or does he? I mean, let's not forget when Michael was shot in the head. Carly was the only one who believed he'd pull through and stayed by his side, while Sunny, well, Sunny did what Sunny does best. Nothing. Same goes for when Nell tricked Carly into thinking Morgan was alive. Sunny was all too happy to believe Carly was just crazy, even when she ended up getting sent to Ferncliff. So really, when has Sunny ever quieted his demons for Carly? I can't think of a single time. Then there's Jason. He's the one who's never let Carly down, who's always been there when she needed someone. But even so, will Carly push him away? Will she refuse help and blame herself for whatever happens? It wouldn't be the first time. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.